How did the patriarchy, religion, and immature men drain your womb and your power? How do they continue to steal this energy, even if they're no longer in your life? Even if you're going through a spiritual awakening? Let's get into it. I'm Cancer, the Untamed Oracle, and I'm going to talk about the birth of the blueprint for blame and the immaturity that the masculine has been programmed to be. See, Eve with the apple, okay? I'm sure you've heard this story, and I use this story because most of us have heard it. So the story wasn't just about an apple. It was about establishing this foundational algorithm of the patriarchy. When something goes wrong, what do? Blame the woman. Adam was given the blueprint. Yeah. But when things went wrong, who did he blame? Eve. So the patriarchy has been running on this program, abdicating emotional responsibility and making their inner turmoil a woman's fault and a woman's responsibility to manage. This creates the epidemic of spiritual and emotional immaturity. See, a man who has been raised on this blueprint, he never has to grow up. His emotional world is someone else's job to manage, specifically the job of the women around him, who probably were religiously conditioned to accept that burden as a divine duty, as a birthright. It's something beautiful about you that you do that. See, the sacrificial daughter and the surviving body. All right, let's get into that. Because a lot of us, though we were touched by religion, we were also touched by dysfunction. And if you were a parentified daughter, you were raised in a system of control. It could have been a strict religious system. It could have been a home with addiction or a sheer neglect. And you were never taught to live and to thrive. You scanned to appease and you managed the emotional vitality of others. So if people get volatile, you're usually the one that jump in because your nervous system has been trained to be permanently hypervigilant. Your baseline isn't peace. It's a preemptive threat assessment. And you're always reading the fucking room. Can you turn it off? I've tried. The mood, the tone, the walking on eggshell syndrome. I talk about all of this in The Dark Goddess Guide because it's a state of spiritualized anxiety that becomes your personality. You actually think this is you. Your body lives in the crossfires of a war. And it starts with you sacrificing your vitality at the altar of somebody else's instability. And a lot of us learn this as children. Now, the energetic collapse and the connection to the sacral root chakra and the way that this distorted the root chakra. So a lot of us don't have root chakras and sacral chakras, womb space that are healthy. A lot of us have energy leaks. And they're like little holes in a water balloon. And these little holes leak water. Now, this sabotages your spiritual anatomy. Okay, so your root chakra, this is your right to be here. This is your right to feel safe, to feel supported and not shattered by constant instability. Your sacral chakra, this is the seat of your pleasure, your creativity, the healthy flow. Because of a swamp of guilt and shame and frozen desires, gets stuck in the sacral chakra. But your womb space is not just an organ. This is your cosmic magnet. This is the seat of your deepest creation and manifestation. When you live in survival, this space doesn't attract. It leaks. It hemorrhages. Hemorrhage. I'm country. I'm from Memphis, but I'm saying hemorrhage. And it leads to instability and it attracts unstable people and situations into your life. If you are leaking your energy, you are manifesting, but it feels like exhaustion. You are pausing, but it doesn't feel like graceful reception. You have chronic pain, chronic fatigue. Your body is crying out for boundaries. You attract partners who are more like projects than equals. And there is a deep sense of creative constipation that you feel, these ideas that won't quite birth. There's a fear of instability. There is issues with abundance. You're trying to build a life with a foundation that is on top of sand and a bank account that's always overdrawn energetically. Now let me get into the curse of the caretaker. Here are some signs that you may be fueling the very system that you and I obviously were born to heal. This leak can manifest in relationships as this caretaker's curse. You are really not in a partnership where there's equality. You're like a spiritual EMT. You're caretaking a man's immaturity. You over explain your feelings to bypass his defensiveness. You try to manage his moods like it's a full-time job and you're not getting paid for it. You shrink your voice to avoid triggering his fragility. You research his potential more than you embody your own power. You're trying to figure out how to fix him. You feel responsible for both his healing and your abuse. This is the epidemic millions of powerful women silently suffer and go through. Their life force is being siphoned. They're being delayed by men who are stuck in adolescence. And this is why many of us are so tired. And the pain is the proof. And the burnout is all the data that we need. Now, the solution, solution that I found was reparenting with dark mothers. And this was a great unfucking. This is how they gave it to me. And it was like, this is not an awakening, baby girl. This is a great unfucking. I was like, oh, tell me more. Because I have not been able to hold boundaries and keep them. And I'm tired of this. I'm tired of feeling broken. It's the system, they told me. You got to reparent your inner child with a mother who knows how to do warfare. I said, what? Please tell me more. And they kept going for years and years and years. So I have journaled every time I have met with them and taken that information and created the first guide to teach you how to be the untamed sovereign sister you are here to be. It gives you a way out by not spiritual bypassing, but ritualizing your life. So you're not trying to sit down and do something that's going to take a lot of time, okay? Because if you're leaking energy, you're already tired. Shit, you wake up tired. You go to bed tired. When are you not tired? I get it, all right? And this is the drain that we did not consent to. But we can't manifest like this. We will continue to try to manifest as men using productivity. But you're already tired. This is dangerous, and this leads to autoimmune issues. So the shadow work rituals that we practice in the coven, it's not a gentle meditation. It's a somatic exorcism, and I call it that for a reason, because a lot of this shit is ancestral. A lot of trauma was forwarded to us for us to get rid of it, okay? A lot of the rage that we feel, a lot of the sadness and the grief that we feel, it's because we are the ones in our soul contract that signed up and said, I'm going to be the one to end the energetic fuckery. I'm going to figure this out. So if you are having any of these symptoms that we have talked about, if you have been resonating with my video, if you are new here or already know me or think you know me, because I'm constantly changing and transforming, I don't know that I know me, okay? I'm getting to know a new version of me every day because this is the work that I do. These wounds from the patriarchy, the architect that was set up of the 3D matrix to drain us, to make us feel like we're not good enough, to doubt ourselves, to fucking starve ourselves. It's not just starving ourselves of food, like that was a thing. Anorexia, bulimia, remember that? But that was a deeper manifestation of some spiritual shit that was going on. Don't even get me started. That's a whole other video that I would have to do another time. But eating disorders definitely is attached to this. And so I get into the spiritual part of this. I don't want to know the surface. Okay, once I see the symptoms, I'm looking for the root immediately. And so I teach you how to revoke these energetic attachments. I teach you how to heal the wounds in your womb. Did you catch that wordplay? Yes. And, you know, I'm someone, if I get bored, I'm probably not going to complete something. So my goal was to write this in a way where as you're reading through it, you're actually wanting to read the next thing that they had to say to me, and I'm sharing that with you. So you have two paths that you can choose. You can just click the link in the description or the bio wherever you're watching this and order the book and start applying it to your life. Don't play with it now. If you go get it, you need to go ahead and do what you know that you're supposed to be doing. All right, you wouldn't have watched me this long if you didn't feel resonance. All right, or you could join the Untamed Sister Coven where we are reaching for sovereignty on a mind, body, soul level, and I am supporting everyone there every step of the way. I respond to every single comment, and you will be able to text me. You can text me and be like, sis, I did a somatic exorcism and da 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 is happening. What does this mean? You know, we're here to be supportive of each other. So it's not really just me, but it will be me and other sisters who are on this journey. And what better way to heal than a healing community? I mean, I'm not the only one. I know I'm not the only one that feel like I miss my sisters. I miss sisterhood. And I want to feel that. And I want to feel like I'm doing this work with other people who get it, who understand it, and not people that I have to explain it to, not people that think I'm crazy for doing this. Believe it or not, believe it or not, these goddesses were exiled for a reason. It's not because they were crazy. It's not because they were demons. It's because they had the key. And I am giving that to you now. So all of the links will be in the description and or bio wherever you are watching this. And I'm excited to welcome you on the other side, because I know somebody is watching me. And you've been like, am I going to do this? Am I going to do this? If you feel it, listen to what you feel. Your intuition is real. It is one of the most important part of you. And the reason why a lot of us are ill is because we're not paying attention to our intuition. All right? I'll see you in the next video. Peace.